In the book of Samuel, you have to turn to it. In the book of Samuel, 1 Samuel, there was a priest, a man of God, by the name of Eli. Eli had 2 sons. Eli also had the privilege of bringing Samuel into the temple. And his sons, his 2 sons, were evil. And Samuel, although younger, he was righteous. And God told Eli, your sons are being disobedient. Your children is being disobedient. They're doing things that they ought not do. They're in the house of the Lord. They're in the temple. And they had many sins. One of their sins was sexual sins. But the main sin was that they had was that what belonged to God, the best of the meat, the top, the first part, the 10th, they consumed for themselves and gave the people the leftovers. And God told told Eli, please, he said, you talk to do something about it. Don't let your children just live any kind of way. Do something about it. And Eli said, okay, I'll obey you. So Eli told his boys, don't do it. Don't do it. He went on about his business. He just told them, don't do it. And God came back to Eli and said, now, you didn't insist. You didn't stay on them boys. You just said, don't do it. And because of this, pay attention to me. Because of this, Eli, I'm going to stop talking to you. Now, I can't speak for any other pastor, but I don't want God to stop talking to me. So things that God wants me to say to you this morning is not very long, but you need to hear. You see, your blood is on my hands. Everything you do wrong is on my hands if I fail to tell you and insist and do something about the wrong that you do. So God led me to the book of 2 Kings. Now, in 2 Kings, if you have your Bibles, the 21st chapter. Y'all have your cell phones in the Bible in there, turn to it. It's okay. It's okay to use your cell phone for this purpose, for the reading of the Word. 2 Kings, the 21st chapter, verse 1. Y'all shout amen when you have it. Chapter 21 of 2 Kings. And Manasseh was 12 years old when he began to reign, and reigned 50 and 5 years in Jerusalem. Second verse. And he did that which, what? In the sight, after the abominations of the heathen. And look at verse 19. Manasseh's son, Amon, was 22 years old when he reigned. And he reigned 2 years in Jerusalem. Verse 20, and he did that which was evil in the sight of the Lord, as his father did. Then look into verse 20, chapter 22, verse 1. Josiah was 8 years old when he began to reign. And he reigned 31 years in Jerusalem. Verse 2. And he did that which was right in the sight of the Lord. May we see. I want to talk to you for a few moments from the subject, you have a choice. It's up to you. Now, Manasseh's father, King Hezekiah, did what was right in the Lord. He destroyed all the worldly images and gods. But when Manasseh took over, he did not follow his godly parents. He bought into what the world, what the other nations were doing. And when Manasseh died, his son Amon only ruled 2 years. He did what his ungodly parents did. When Josiah, Amon's son, ruled at 8 years old, he did what was right in the sight of the Lord, even though his father wasn't right. His parents wasn't right. He did the right thing. Now, very briefly, it's up to you. You can't blame your parents. Now, you can learn from your parents and your grandparents, but you have a free will mind. God has given you a choice to do right or to do wrong. Now, Manasseh and Amon that did evil, their biggest sin, I mean the thing that disturbed God the most, they brought in the house of God the way of the world. And God will not tolerate that type of behavior. You